Right guys, so a slightly different video we have here. What we're going to be doing is comparing what you see in front of me, the Bachmann 3 car 117, to the real Class 117. So in specifics we're going to be comparing the DMS to our 51412, but what you see in front of you is the eventual aim of our 117 set to look like in the flesh in real life. So we'll have the DMS, which obviously you'll see in a minute, which already looks as it should, and then the centre car, and then the DMBS, which we're currently working on now, 51370. So, as you're about to see, this is the train that we're trying to replicate, and then we'll take you around and we'll compare the details, basically see in a nice way how good the detailing department is at Bachmann compared to the real thing, which I'm sure is probably pretty good because the model is very, very nice. So let's get stuck in. So here we are with our model DMS. This one is 51395, but it is L412 on the front, and this is 51412. So looking at the front of the model, we've got the 4-character route indicator, which we've obviously reinstated up here. We've got the dual wiper setup, which again we've reinstated, although they're painted silver on ours, which is accurate, but they're painted black on the model. So I think they were a mix, so it's up to you. We'd just like to replicate it with blingy wipers, because why not? And then obviously you got the set number in the front below the driver's window, which would obviously go there. The only reason we haven't got this numbered or liveried up properly yet is because it's only in a holding coat for now. We'll redo it all right before it launches, and then we'll put all the decals, etc. on it. You've got the grab handles as well around the windows, which we've obviously fitted as well. Another difference is this hasn't got marker lights, whereas this has. So back in the day, they didn't have marker lights originally. They were built without them, and they were also built with different buffers. So the model is, I suppose, incorrect if you want to be picky for that, because it would have probably had square or oval buffers, which is what ours had. Getting hold of them is very rare, and plus I quite like the look of these big circle ones, and they're good oleo ones. So that's nice. And the marker lights, again, we've kept them because they're too handy not to have. But no high intensity headlight, which will please some of the purists. This obviously has a warning flash in the top window as well. Again, that's something we will reinstate. And then it has a route indicator, which again we will, a destination indicator, which we shall be reinstating. I have them at home. Just once the cab's done up, then they will be fitted. So another thing I should point out is the model hasn't got the jumper cables and bits on the front. It's all in the detail pack. I haven't fitted it because I don't want to risk losing any of it here, but there'll be jumper cables, a coupling, the vacuum pipes and the control res pipe. So the front end detail is all very much there. Obviously we haven't got a big coupling like this. We've got the standard draw hook with a coupling, with screw coupling, but all the model has all of that. Even has the miniature steps for climbing up on the cabs. So then we'll go round towards the Class 50 side of it and round to this side. So looking at a side profile on the model, just have a quick zoom in on the model so you can get a good look of what it looks like underneath, and then we'll talk through some of the features on 51412. So again, there'll be a private door badge that goes there, a nice big BR arrow that goes here, and then obviously there'll be footsteps. You've even got the heated control panels, which are these here. So it's nice to see that they've put them in. They're not coloured in on here, but they can be coloured in real life, so it's personal choice. A lot of this, again, the engines are silver, which they can be. We've opted for green because it's what I had, and it looks nice and smart. Silver exhaust, that is accurate. The radiators, they are also silver on the model, not in real life. Again, it's up to you whether you paint it silver. We probably will. Just need to get around to doing these jobs. You can see the EP valve boxes, the engine, and all the little relays, stuff like that. It's all there. Some of it harder to see than others, but even this valve here, they've replicated that, which is really good to see, because some of the fine detail, even as far as the start-stop buttons, is all there. Then you have the fuel filler caps. They're also there. Then this box, they've done a good job. It's just because it's not picked out like it would be on the real thing. It's all there, so you could, if you wanted to be fiddly, go and pick it all out. But when they're running in service, they'd have got filthy anyway. It's only in preservation that they're a bit more glammed up. Then you've got the battery boxes. Again, it's all there. And then moving on to the heaters and the heater socket. You can see they're painted orange, and they are here as well, along with the Smiths heaters and the ducting for it. Then you've got the rear bogie. Moving on to that, excellent detail as far as the gaps, the horn guides, the steps, everything is there. The bolster springs, they've done a fantastic job on the bogies. And then another thing it also has is the back bogie steps, which will go here, but that'll be once we've done the bogie exchange. Moving on to the back of the vehicle, got the corridor end. Again, originally when these were blue, they started having corridors fitted, but not all of them had them. So it would have been corridorless and straight piped rather than the silencers, which are an 80s mod. So this is how ours is, back to original straight piped but with a corridor, because why would you get rid of a corridor? It's one of the most useful things for walking in between the trains. And again, it would have the jumper cables back here, but again, I haven't fitted them because I don't want to lose the bits. But as far as detail goes on this side, it's a fantastic model. Now we'll go over to the other side and show the other side. So, looking at this side of the model, again, you've got the grab handle here, replicated nicely. There would be a big BR arrow here, there will be in the future. You've got the cab footsteps here, all the running boards for the footsteps there, which again we need to put new in. Then moving on, you've got the bogie. You can't see a final drive in there because, to be honest, that would be ridiculous detail, and they're hard enough to see in person anyway. And then you've got the boxes with the big vac tank behind as well, the exhauster fill pot there as well, and then just in front of that is the charger for the charging, shore charge. And then we have the battery boxes. So then after the battery box we've got the radiator, and then after the radiator we have the air tanks. All of it is replicated extremely well in the model. And then moving on, we've got the engine with all the associated electrical gubbins, the pipework, they're replicated well there. Even the oil filler cap is there. It's just obviously very hard to see on a model because all of it, like I say, is about the same size as a model in real life. So yeah, you've got the fire alarm panel there as well. Everything is replicated really well. The orange battery isolation switch, and then you've got the exhaust which hangs down on this side with an original style silencer, I might add, underneath, which is an interesting thing with the silencers on the back. And then obviously the other Smiths heater. You can, if you turn the model upside down as well, see the gearboxes and the cardan shafts. So in there is the gearbox, then runs the cardan shaft to the back bogie, which obviously you'll see is cut off because it would be really hard to make a cardan shaft that swings around on a model. And then you've got the fluid flywheel on the back of the engine. So even underneath the model there's some fantastic work's gone into replicating the cardan shafts, the gearbox system, the propulsion system of these units. And then onto the back bogie, again you've got more of the same, and you've got the lift bracket points as well on the model as well in there, tucked away, but they're obviously normally behind the footsteps, so harder to see. So all in all, this model is a fantastic representation of a Class 117 DMS, or the whole Class 117 in general. So hopefully, like I say, this is what we plan to emulate in real life going forward, is an all blue 3-car 117, just like the model. So that wraps up this small video. Just sort of a nice little video we thought we'd do to compare the model to the real thing. Let us know what you thought, what you think of the Bachmann model, the detail compared to the real thing, and you know, anything you think. Obviously liveries, we can only compare the blue at the minute, you know, or what you think in general, to be fair, of the model. Do you think it's a good model based on this? Do you think it's much better than the previous Lima one? Yeah, just share your thoughts really. And then obviously if you've got any interior pictures or any rare things of a 117, please feel free to let us know, and then we'd be more than happy to see them, just so it helps us really try and recreate, and probably the model makers, the most accurate representation of what they would have been like back in the day. And thank you for watching.